I think it turned out pretty well. A while ago, I was invited to a friend's realm, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to build. I had previously designed an airship like this in a creative world, and it hadn't really built it yet in survival. And it doesn't quite fit with the rest of Spawn Town, but then again, it kind of looks hostile. And so we can go up and I'll give you a tour of the place. So the first thing is that there's redstone all over the place inside, as much as I could fit in. And so to begin with, there's a slime block, or I guess, honey block elevator that works based off of skulk sensors. And so whenever it hears an entity fall, whether it's a player, item, or another mob, it sends the elevator up. And I guess you heard the doorbell there, the doo-doo-doo. It just listens for any blocks such as pistons that are activating or deactivating, and then it'll play that little note. If you're down at the bottom and the elevator's at the top, you can ring the bell and it'll call the elevator, using resonant frequencies for skulk sensors. And that was the doorbell going again. And so if you're at the top, all you need to do is to toss down any item, and the skulk sensor will hear that, and it will send you up. It's best not to walk around on this elevator, because sometimes you can glitch through the floor. Up here, we can walk on the left side, and it'll keep the elevator up here, just so that no mobs will tend to come up here while I'm up here and trying to invade my space. So here's the Great Hall. Kind of imagined this being some sort of luxury airship. And so, nice big painting, kind of an arched ceiling. Over here we have our librarians. In general, I don't like to make villager trading halls that have all those villagers cramped in a one-by-one space. If you just give them places to live and work, I feel like it livens up your world a whole lot. And so here are the librarians. I was mostly getting them for the glass trade for a reason you'll see later on, but they also have some enchanted books that are useful. Yeah, Silk Touch, were you mending? Efficiency 5, and mending, yeah. And so, if we come up here, we have our full enchanting setup. I was able to squeeze in all 15 bookshelves. And so, I don't really use that a whole lot since I do have librarians to trade with. If we come along up here, we come to a hallway, and I guess this is the one spot where I broke my rule, where I put a villager in a one-by-one area. Though I just had an extra villager lying around, and so I just gave him a strict trade, because, yeah. Here we have our infinite water source, in case you need to refill your bucket for some reason. And then we can continue up to the bar area. And so here we have some villagers. The butcher will give some food items, and the farmer will have a lot more. So we kind of have some items above there to kind of show what they trade. One thing I'm kind of bad with is that whenever I have a Minecraft base, I will theme the storage based around what the room is. And so here we have plants and food, and on the other side we have mob drops. The problem with having a storage kind of with themes like this is that everything is all over the place, and so whenever I want to craft things, I have to run all over my base. But since I usually try to make my bases fun to move through and just exist in, it's not that bad. And so we can continue up here, and we'll get to a bedroom with valuables storage up here, as well as hidden under the bed with the backside texture of a barrel. Over here is a door. I can't, I can't remember right now who designed it, but I will link in the description the person who did. Oh, it's not working hours right now. And so, basically, when you hold a villager, or sorry, if you hold an item in your hand that the villager will want to trade for, so here I could hold paper or emeralds, and then he would hold in his hand whatever he'll trade for those. So here I'm holding an emerald and he's showing me an empty map. When that action of when he switches his item is detectable by calibrated skulk sensors, and it's a frequency, I think it's a frequency of 4. I would have to double check that though. And so this door kind of blocks the way to the nether portal, just because, I don't know, I don't really like zombified piglins walking around my base, and if I ever have the villager get loose, I don't have to worry about them escaping to the nether. And so, yeah, a sign instructing other people how to use the door in case they come through. You are able to reach this chest to grab an emerald out if you need to. So I guess not the most secure door against players, but it works pretty well to keep mobs out. Here we kind of have a lookout spot to look over the rest of the spawn town. Um, and yeah, it's kind of fun to spy on other people when they're building houses and stuff. But haven't spent a whole lot of time here. So we can come back through. We have a couple more spots to see around here. So back here we have kind of the engine room. Here are all of the villagers who will give emeralds in return for iron, which is very useful when there is an iron farm at spawn. And here are also more of the just general, yeah, stone cutter, grindstone, smithing table, furnaces, and most of my storage. So here is redstone and kind of similar items, or items I'll use in redstone related builds, and just general natural rocks, wood, and then I always have a random chest like this. It's just usually call them like crafted items or whatever. So like dyes, chiseled stone types, and just random other things that tend to be more decorative than useful. Then over here we have several farms such as sugarcane, honey, and bamboo that will all automatically collect over here. We can come up this ladder to kind of see the background areas. I wanted to build better hallways for this, but it's mostly open around here. Over here we have automatic sheep farms that gives me all the wool to build redstone devices out of, since I don't like putting redstone on anything else other than wool or concrete, like anything colored that makes it easy to distinguish things. Putting it on just normal stone or dirt is, I don't like it, just because if you're mining somewhere and you find natural stone or dirt, there's nothing to tell you to not go into there. It's here we can find the sugarcane farm, as well as the honey farm that both filter into the machine room. For now I kind of just turned the honey farm off because I had way too much honey and honeycomb that I'll ever use, and yeah, I didn't really want to worry about keeping it restocked with shears and glass bottles. Here is kind of a... oh, first we're going to look and see how we actually get the bamboo up here. So you might have noticed that we don't really have a farm up here for bamboo. And maybe the doorbell was for something else. I'm not seeing that up here. The doorbell will ring when I have a flying machine come from the bamboo farm, and then delivers it into this water stream, and that's how it actually gets into the storage room. But it appears that the doorbell was going off for a random reason. Yeah, it doesn't look like any other bamboo is coming in here. Anyways, so this is kind of a security system or player detection. Basically, oh, this is also a secret passage. There are other paintings around here, but this is the only one that has anything, but it's very difficult to get into unless you know exactly where it is. the trapdoors on the other side make it so that you have to be lined up perfectly in order to get through. And you can also block it off in case people are coming through, but yeah, it's... Oh, I should not have got through again. It can be difficult to line yourself up with the blocks and jump through. Don't mind me while I continue to do this for a while. Okay, so this is a kind of a security player detection system. This is set to amplitude level 7, and so whenever it hears an entity take damage, it'll play a dragon noise. And so if a player ever falls, it'll go off. If a player ever hits an entity or damages it, such as a armor stand, it'll go off. And if they wander over anything that causes damage, it'll also go off. And so it's kind of funny to be wandering around and accidentally fall a little too far, and then, yeah, hear the dragon noise go off. It kind of does make sense with the theme of this ship, since, I mean, it is a dragon. The airship does have the head of a dragon on the front of it. So that's almost everything. The only other thing I've really done in this world is build a... Oh, yeah. Not great timing. So we're gonna go up to see the bamboo farm. So it's based on a daylight sensor, and so the harvester will go back and forth. Then it'll tell the minecarts to go out and harvest, and then it automatically goes up into that flying machine and... must not have been that much bamboo. It's definitely not the best design for a farm, because there's not a wall around all of it, so there are definitely losses when we go back down to see. Then again, when there are random bits of bamboo hanging everywhere, it's easier to show it again. Yeah, it's definitely not 100% efficient. Are you serious? Sometimes the wandering trader is a little annoying. So, if we collect our bamboo, we can throw it into one of these dispensers. And then we can press the button to activate it. Yeah, should be this one. So normally the flying machine will come down. There's a observer on it that's not touching a piston, but it'll activate this redstone wire, which will go into this line, which will send the... there's an etho hopper clock that will kind of keep the minecarts out there for... is it like 12 seconds or something? But yeah, eventually the minecarts will filter back up and then drop off all of their bamboo into those dispensers. And now the dispensers are shooting, and that bamboo all comes up at the top onto the flying machine. And then, yeah, flying machine goes up, and then it gets into the water stream and goes into the storage system. And that's pretty much everything I've designed around here. I've definitely had a lot of fun trying to fit all of the redstone devices that I could into the ship. And then, yeah, trying to just make it come alive with villagers and all of the decorations. Maybe we'll be quick enough to see the bamboo coming through? No. But you can still see that the level is a little higher than previously. And yeah. The basic kind of design process that I had for this was to just build the general shape, and then once I got all of the kind of exterior things, like the shell of it made out of netherrack, and then this kind of lower cabin area for it, I kind of just went through and, well, kind of based everything off of how I want it to work. And so I knew that I would want to have that door up there. I knew I wanted to have some villagers to sell food. I needed an infinite water source. I needed place for furnaces and other furnaces and storage. And so just going through that, it was very easy to realize how I needed to design things and decorate things just because, I mean, with the storage, it's always themed around that room. And that really kind of made it easy to design what the ship would look like. Oh, I guess there's one thing I didn't quite show. So up here we have a door to the outside, so you are able to, I mean, make repairs if a creeper blows up or something. Or if you just want to check out what it looks like from up here. I forgot to wax that one. Okay. And yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really fit with the other build styles. Oh well. Thank you for listening and watching to me as I rambled about all the crazy ideas that went into this base. See you next time. Yes, I finally got a video of the bamboo coming in.